This way also. Yamahang vadami tang vadeta. Aham bhanti. Tisaranena saha. Panchasilan dhammang yajami. Anuggaham katva. Silang detame bhante. Anukampang upadaya. Dutiyampi aham bhante. Tisaranena saha. Panchasilan dhammang yajami. Anuggaham katva. Silang detame bhante. Anukampang upadaya. Tatiyampi aham bhante. Tisaranena saha. Panchasilang dhammang yajami. Anuggaham katva. Silang detame bhante. Anukampang upadaya. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Namo tassa bhagavato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami, dhammang saranang gacchami, sanghang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami, dhammang saranang gacchami, sanghang saranang gacchami.
Zui, can you do alone? Buddhang
Buddhang
saranang gacchami, dhammang
dhammang saranang gacchami, sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Saranaгаmanang paripunnang.
Amapante.
So, Yamuna, what is the first precept?
No killing.
No killing, that's right. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
So wait, what is the second precept?
No stealing.
Adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Tenza, what is the third precept?
No lying.
No. Tiri, will you help Tenza? What is the third precept? I cannot hear you. Can you take the camera very close to you so that I can hear you?
Still thinking.
You're still thinking. Oh, that's too long. You cannot be thinking like that. So, Zoe, can you help Tiri?
No
Third.
sexual misconduct.
So, Tiri, what is the third precept? Tiri, are you here? You need to take the device close to yourself, and we're having problem with the connection.
She's in the car, so the Wi-Fi is like better.
Okay, that's better. So, Tiri, what's the third precept?
No sexual misconduct.
Nice. Tenza, what is the third precept?
No sexual misconduct.
Amazing. Kame sumichhachara vera mani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. So, Emily, what is the fourth precept?
No lying.
Musavada vera mani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. So, Tiri, what is the fifth precept?
No taking alcohol or no drinking alcohol or taking drugs.
Perfect. Suramera yamajjapamadatthana vera mani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Zoe, can you try it alone?
Suramera
majja
pa
ma. Yes. So you're gonna try it again? Yes, now you know it. So you're gonna try it again? Surame raya ja
madatana
vera. You know it. Vera mani sikha. And then you don't know? Vera mani si.
Vera mani sikha samadhiyami.
You see, you know it. So let's try it again.
I'm so bad at remembering stuff.
No problem. No problem. It's fine.
Suramera
ma ja pa.
Tana.
Very well. So let's try it, everybody, again. Sura meraya machapamada thana vera mani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sura meraya machapamada thana vera sikkhapadang.
Tisaranena saddheng panchasilang dhammang sadhukang surakhidang katva appamadena sampadetha. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be successful in everything you do.
Sadhu, 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 sadhu.
There was an alarm going off in the background, sorry.
Okay, so Andre's not here. We got 3 people missing, right? So you have Valentina, May, and Andre are not here. So what did they do? Yet something. It's Yamuna. Yamuna, did you do your homework? I don't see it.
I did my homework.
And where is it?
It's the right is the head.
What is the number of the Jataka that you did?
159, I think.
But I think I gave you 160. Doesn't matter. No problem. You did 159. It's okay. And I will give you 60 for tomorrow, for next week. No problem at all.
My mom told me it was 159.
No problem. Doesn't matter at all. All right. So sorry, 155. Andre is not here. Emily's here, right? Emily, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, so let's get into it. Oh, you forgot. I see you wrote it here. It's good if it's together, but it's fine. This is okay.
Once some bhikkhus
No. You need to read the number and the name of the Jataka first. It's here below.
Jataka 156, the messenger. Once some bhikkhus were praising the Buddha, and when the Buddha heard, he told the story of the past. One day the king's chief advisor and his queen had a baby, and they stayed together and even lived together after the prince was crowned king. Then there was a festival, and the old queen wanted to look at her son, and when she saw the chief advisor, she fell in love and wouldn't eat anything because she was ill. The king told his advisor to be king so that his mother could be his advisor's wife. But the advisor said that would be impossible, and the queen wasn't happy that he didn't love her. So she had an idea, but instead it gave the king a reason to leave. Then she told the truth. The end.
So what was the reason that the king left?
The queen gave the king a reason to leave, so the queen wanted to make the king think that he was getting old, so that he would love the queen, because the queen thought the king didn't love her because she was older than him. So she replaced one of his black hairs with her own hair to show that he was old.
Mm-hmm.
And then the king said he wanted to become a bhikkhu.
I see. Very well. So the queen gave the king one of her gray hair, and the king then decided to become a bhikkhu. Okay.
Yeah. Because he thought he was getting old.
So we see that the king's chief advisor and his queen. How can a chief advisor have a queen? You mean his wife?
I meant,
or you mean the king's queen.
The king's queen, yeah.
So they already had a baby when she was married to the Buddha. So the queen had a baby with the chief advisor by the time she married the king.
The queen had a baby with the
king. Okay. So
and the chief advisor and his wife had had a baby the same day the royalties had a baby.
Okay, okay. So
And they studied together.
okay. So you would say the king's chief advisor. So the king and his queen had a baby. Likewise, his chief advisor and his wife. That's how you would say it. Otherwise, we cannot understand. So let me write it in the chat. So the king and his queen had a baby, and likewise the chief advisor and his queen and his wife. Then it is very clear. Okay, the king and his queen had a baby, and similarly the chief advisor and his wife means they also had a baby. All right. And who studied together? The king and the chief advisor, or who studied? All of the
Their
four.
sons.
Their babies. The two babies studied together. So that's how you'd write it. Okay.
Okay.
You may like to edit it because your summary, is going to be online on a website. So when I write for you these corrections, it's good to correct.
When I was gonna put my name in the Jotica, I couldn't find the edit button, so I couldn't edit.
I see. Maybe because but did you actually put the comment there, or was it your mom?
I put it on Facebook.
You put it on yourself. So
Yes.
no problem. So you can make, like, if that happens, it should not happen. But if it happens, you can go here. It's up there. You can go here and you can write edit and write it again and write the correct version. Okay? It's no problem. It's no problem. And then you probably will be able to see a delete button though. Okay? I myself can actually hide it. So you should be able to delete it. Okay, it's your comment, so it should be possible.
Okay.
So you would delete the old one, keep the new one, and what? So you mean this old lady? She loves the.
No, she
loves
the
the king.
queen.
That's the queen. She loves the king, but he is old. So she's considering that she will love the chief advisor.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you. Well done. So Tenza, let's start right away. Did you draw a picture?
I'll do it after class.
You'll do it. Yes, it's totally fine. Thank you. I'm waiting.
Got 157, the banyan seed. Once some monks decided to become lay people because of some unwholesome thoughts. The Buddha told them that they should not grow their thoughts and told them a story of the past. Once there was a Naga and a Gorula, and the Gorula caught the Naga. The Naga wrapped around a banyan tree, but the tree uprooted and the Naga was eaten. The Gorula perched on a tree with a tree deva, and a little bird went on the tree with the Gorula from the banyan tree. When the little bird landed, the deva began to shake, and the Gorula asked why. And the deva told him that the bird could spread seeds from the banyan tree and ruin his home. So the Gorula helped shoo the bird away.
Shoo? Are you sure it is like this? Did you mean shove?
Shoo the bird away, shoo. Maybe it's like SHOO, I don't know. Probably not E.
It's surely not what you have, but I think you can use shove. I think shove is one possibility, which is not bad. Shove means to push, and
Or scare the bird away.
well, so you can use the word scare, or look at the book. What is the book? What is the word in that book? It is garuda. They may use garula, but that seems to be Burmese version. The proper Pali version is garuda. Garuda. I'm sending you the corrections to Tenza and Emily in the chat box, so you can make a screenshot of that. I totally don't understand the story. So there was a dragon and a bird. So there was a dragon and a bird, and the bird caught the dragon. Then the dragon tried to escape, but unfortunately it was eaten anyway. And then this is the portion that I don't understand. So the Garuda, or the heavenly bird, perched on a tree with a tree deva and a little bird. Okay. And this is weird. Form the banyan tree. On the tree with the Garuda, form the banyan tree. What is it?
I meant to write from.
From. So what happened? So the Garuda and also the god and also the bird were on the tree, or who was on the tree?
The Garuda went on the tree, and the little bird from the banyan tree that the Naga wrapped around went on the other tree with the tree deva.
So the Garuda perched on a banyan tree, or is this another tree than the little bird? Sorry?
And the gorilla perched on another tree, and I meant to write little and with the little bird instead of gorilla.
So when the little bird landed, the deva began to shake the Garuda. And then the Garuda asked why, right?
I was supposed to write then.
Okay. Then Garuda asked why, right? Who asked why? Garuda, right?
Then the
Who asked why?
The gorilla.
The Garuda. The Garuda asked, why do you shake this tree where I am now perching, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Garuda asked the god, why do you shake the tree? Is that correct?
Yeah.
And the Deva told him that the bird could spread seeds from the banyan tree. What's the problem? Why would the Deva need to tell this to the Garuda?
Because, yes, they asked why.
So the Deva explained to the Garuda why the Deva is shaking the Garuda.
The tree.
Why is he shaking the tree? So the god was actually shaking the tree, or was he shaking the Garuda?
He was shaking the tree.
Ah.
The gorilla on the tree.
So he was shaking the Garuda and the tree. But then I would like to understand. So the Deva told the Garuda that the bird could spread seeds from the banyan tree and ruin his home. Oh, now it makes sense. Because the seed, because you did not explain why would the seeds from the banyan tree ruin the god's home. You need to explain that. So the Deva told the Garuda to shake the Garuda, so that the Garuda, because he was afraid that the small bird will come and spread the banyan tree seeds. And when the seeds are spread on this tree of the god, they will actually sprout into a kind of like weed, into a kind of like a parasite. Do you know what's a parasite?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sort of.
and so the banyan tree becomes a parasite on that tree and destroys that tree. So some trees do that. Some trees, when they start to grow on a different tree, then they destroy the other tree using the resources of the other tree. So this tree apparently was afraid of that, and so the Garuda helped shove the bird away. And I wonder if this point that the Deva asked the Garuda to throw away the bird is in any way connected to the Garuda catching the dragon. Or are they totally different, unrelated points?
So the Naga wrapped around the banyan tree with the little bird on it, and then the gorilla ate the Naga, and the Naga was still wrapped around the banyan tree, so he threw the tree away.
So then how could that little bird be on the banyan tree?
The banyan tree that the Naga was wrapped around, there was still a little bird on the tree. So the tree went to the other tree with the Deva.
The banyan tree came close to the Deva's tree.
Mm-hmm. So the little bird went to that tree because the tree was getting thrown away.
I see. From the banyan, that was the main point. And so, what is the lesson that you have learned?
I wasn't very clear about it.
Mm-hmm. Why did the Garuda decided to eat the Naga? Because he was hungry, or was there any other reason?
I don't think it ever really said.
Okay. So who was the Buddha to be here?
The Deva.
The Deva. And do we know who was the bird or the Garuda or the Naga?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I don't think it shows who the little bird is.
Maybe you could read the story a little bit like once more, and maybe next week tell us your idea. What is the moral? What is the advice for us from that story? Because here the monks decided to become lay people because of some unwholesome thoughts. How is this story related to this story?
I think it's because the gorilla shoot away the little bird, which is like the bird is like the unwholesome thought getting like shoot away. I don't know.
I'm not sure about that, so I'll assign you the same thing again, and you can write for us. How do you believe? What do you think is the reason that the Buddha decided to say this particular story for this particular problem. Okay?
Mhm.
You just read it again and see if you can find out something. I'll try to read that story as well, and we can then discuss. Okay, so Didi, you can start.
Once King Pasanadi lost war by paying attention
No,
to
no, 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 no,
newcomers.
no, 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 no.
Oh,
You need to read
I
the number and
forgot.
name. Yeah.
Jessica 158, when the novelty wears off. Once King Pasanadi lost war by paying attention to newcomers. One time there was a lot of golden deer. A man gave him more attention than his flock. By then his goats died. He lived on their milk, curd, and cheese.
So if his goats died, how could he live on their milk?
Oh, he lived on it
Before they
They
died. I
before
see.
the deer came.
I see. Okay. Who are the newcomers?
Oh, in like the new officers that were fighting the war.
And how did he pay attention to them?
He just gave them more attention than the senior ones,
I
and then the
see.
seniors
Okay.
didn't lead the battle because they felt like they weren't important anymore.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. In the end, King Pasenadi totally lost it.
Yeah.
He totally lost all of his country, and it became owned by. It became. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, so I don't know how to like pause it. I don't know how to pause a GIF, but this is one. You see, many small, then it's bigger, and then it's bigger, and then it's very big. Okay, that's Magadha. So for small, then bigger, then it is bigger, and then it takes everything. Now I want to show you where is the Kosala. All right. So Kosala, you actually see it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, there it is, so big, you know. Okay, so this thing, this yellow thing, is Kosala. That's the king, and that's the kingdom we are now talking about. The king Kosala was the king of Kosa. Actually, his name was Bimbisara. So he was the king of the Kosala. You see, it's a huge, huge country. This is very big. It's like a huge, huge country. So gradually, the Magadha king, who was actually the Ajatasattu who killed his father, he gradually conquered all of these kingdoms, including Kosala. So everything was his, Magadha Empire. Well, today, India is complete, right? So if you look like at India, it's all conquered, you know. It's not just that tiny little portion in comparison to India today. So later there were more and more kings who were conquering and conquering and conquering until they conquered all of India. So somewhere here you get the big Magadha. You see, it's actually northeastern side of India, small portion. But today, everything is one single country. You see, everything is one single country, one huge India. Actually, India was even bigger because it previously had Pakistan. But because of the Muslims, the Indian government decided to split India into India and Pakistan so that Muslims have their own country. And this was a huge problem because then the Muslims in their own country did not want the Indians. Hey, wait, it was an Indian portion, right? So you had their Indians. So when they split the country, the Muslims in Pakistan started to kill and throw away all non-Muslims into India, and all Indians started to kill and throw away all Muslims into Pakistan. So it was such a huge, huge disaster, very bad decision. People didn't like it. So it was done out of compassion towards Muslims, but in the end, it brought an incredible disaster. It was such a big problem. Well, today I think it's not such a big problem anymore, but when it happened, wow, such a big problem. Okay, so King Pasenadi, Kosala. So it was not King Bimbisara. Sorry, I was wrong. King Pasenadi. Bimbisara was father of Ajatasattu. Bimbisara and Ajatasattu were kings of Magadha. Okay, King Pasenadi was from Kosala, and Kosala was the huge country that I showed to you. Magadha was in the beginning tiny little country, but it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it ate up even Kosala. So that's a little bit of politics or history. Okay, let's move on. So Yamuna. Oh, wow. Yamuna, this is not okay. You need to write it again, and it needs to be shorter. Okay, Yamuna, are you here? Yes.
Yeah.
You need to write it again. It needs to be shorter. It needs to be maximum half of this extent. Okay, see if you can find a way how to write. You can ask your parents to help you. It needs to be maximum half of this extent. So something like this. If it is like this, it's okay. All right. What you wrote is so long that that's not what we want. So I will assign Yamuna. Oh, and I thought you will be doing 160. Okay, so somebody else will be doing 160. I will assign 160 to Didi. And 160. Okay. And I wanted to suggest to Benza to write for us the moral. Explain the moral. I think it's called moral, right? Moral of the story.
Mortal?
No.
Oh.
Let me see. It's called something like.
I think it's spelled MORAL.
The moral of a story is the lesson that the story teaches about how to behave in the world. Is it clear, Tenzan?
Yeah.
Okay. So you try to find the reason why did the Buddha say this? How did that story exactly related to the monks? Okay, thank you very much, and let's continue to Zue. Okay, we'll get 160 hopefully later, and continue to Zue.
Jataka 161, The Last Embrace. In Jetavana, the Buddha recounted the tale of Punalakana,
Yes.
a maid who borrowed her mistress' necklace for a festival. She faced a friendly-looking man who turned out to be a thief, and then she pushed him into a well. The Buddha then shared a story of Satuka, a notorious thief caught by traps set by the governor. Despite the people's relief, a merchant named Sulasa paid to release Satuka, claiming a false relationship. Satuka planned to kill Sulasa for the money, but was outsmarted. Sulasa tricked him and threw Satuka off a cliff, saving herself.
Yes.
Also, there was one part where I forgot to say that Sulasa had to put her stuff in like a bag, I think. So, and then she like drawing.
I'm rather wondering, Punnalakkana, a maid who borrowed her mistress' necklace for a festival, and then she encountered a friendly and the Buddha explained that this is what happened in the past. So actually the Buddha did not recount it. Okay. The Buddha did not recount the tale. It is here the Buddha recounted the tale. Now here it's the tale that we are reading that happened during the Buddha's time. So you would say in Jetavana, during the Buddha's time, Punnalakkana, a maid who borrowed her mistress' necklace for a festival, encountered a friendly-looking man who turned out to be a thief. She pushed him into a well. Actually, it could be one sentence. Okay? Because recount a tale means telling you something that happened in the long, long ago. But in fact, this is what happened during the Buddha's time. This is what happened in the Buddha's now, not in the past. And then, after this happened during the Buddha's time, the Buddha then spoke about the past. So you would use the recounted a tale would be here. Okay? Is it clear what I'm saying?
Yes, Honorable Sir.
So you may also like to make a correction. And I will write for Yamuna that we need just a summary.
Wait, do I just have to swap it around there and then, or is it like?
No, you do not swap it around. Keep it as it is, but you can remove these words, recounted a tale.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and place it next to the Buddha, then share the story.
You can or you don't have to, but it should not be in here. So in Jetavana during the Buddha's time, Punnalakkana, a maid who borrowed her mistress' necklace for a festival, encountered a friendly-looking man who turned out to be a thief. She pushed him into a well. Okay, so that's what was during the Buddha's time. And then the Buddha then shared the story of Sattuka. You can keep it as it is. A notorious thief caught by traps set by the governor. This second part is good. The second part is fine. All right. So it's more than enough. I will assign to the stories later. And we can call the teenagers. Tenzai, you can call the teenagers, please.
They have competition.
Oh, they have a competition. So, did you already use the restroom? Yeah, okay. That you're waiting for.
So that was a long time ago.
Okay, good. So, what about to just meditate and recite Okata in one language? So, Almo, are you here with us? We can start with 10 minutes meditation, and then we'll continue to 10 precepts. Sorry, and then we will continue to Okasa, and that will be all. I think so. So you can sit in a comfortable meditation posture. Make sure your back is erect. Side cast down. And we can make first determination in our minds voicelessly. From now on, for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on, for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on, for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. And with that determination, we can gently, lovingly notice the flat piece of flesh at the top of the head. We allow it to be heavy. And changing. We continue in this manner to the forehead, eyes, nose, lips, chin, cheeks, ears, back of the head. We allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the head to be heavy. And changing. We continue to the neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, fingers, tips of fingers, chest, abdomen, back, we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the upper part of the body to be heavy. And changing. We continue to the buttocks, thighs, knees, calves, heels, soles, toes, tips of toes. We allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the body to be heavy and changing. And as we allow the body to be the way it is, we achieve freedom from worry about the body. Let's enjoy this freedom. Let's watch this peace. Now let's share our peace with other living beings. May all beings in this room be in peace. May all beings in this building be in peace. May all beings in this building be in peace. May all beings in this city or village be in peace. May all beings in this country be in peace. May all beings on this planet be in peace. May all beings, including me, be in peace. Now, because the time for this sitting is finished, let's make the last determination. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. And with that determination, we can slowly, mindfully change the way of our sitting. And we can take one more minute to enjoy the peace we gained in meditation. All right, very well. So let's look at our Oka recitation. Today we'll do in Burmese. So everybody please unmute. Okay, we will do it in English today, sir. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
Excuse me.
In order that all of the faults, sabbadosa,
In order that all of the faults sabbadosa
done by body kaya kamma,
done by body kaya karma,
speech vachi kamma,
vachikama,
or mind mano kamma disappear
Or mind
manokama disappear.
for the first time, for the second time, for the third time, patamadutya tatiya,
For the first time, for the second time, for the third time, Patama Dutiya Tatiya.
completing 3 times, I respectfully and humbly
Completing 3 times, I respectfully and humbly
Pay respect and worship the jewel of Buddha.
Pay
Respect.
respect and worship the jewel of Buddha,
The jewel of Dhamma, the teachings.
the jewel of Dhamma, the teachings,
And the jewel of Sangha, the community of monks.
and the jewel of Sangha, the community of monks.
The three jewels, Venerable Sir.
The three.
The three jewels, Venerable Sir.
Due to the intentional action Kamma Chetana,
Due to the intentional action, Jnana,
and goodness of paying respect,
And
and
goodness.
goodness of paying respect,
may I be liberated and free from all
may I be liberated and free from all
4 realms of woe, 3 periods of disaster,
4 realms of woe, 3 periods of disaster,
8 wrong destinations, 5 enemies,
8 wrong destinations, 5 enemies,
4 disasters, 5 kinds of detriment,
4 disasters, 5 kinds of detriment,
96 kinds of disease, 62 wrong views,
96 kinds of disease, 62 wrong views,
and I want to achieve the peace of path fruition,
and I want to achieve the peace of past fruition,
the noble Nibbana, Venerable Sir.
the noble Nibbana, Venerable Sir.
Well done, that's great. Anybody has any question, anything you want to know? Yes, Emily?
So from Benza's story, I thought a tree deva was a tree.
I see, no, Trideva is a god that lives in a tree.
Oh, okay.
We believe that there are Rukha Devata. Rukha means tree. Devata means God. Rukha Devata are gods that live in trees. We have many, many, many kinds of gods in Buddhism. We even have Dvara Devata, the gods who live in the door of your home. And we have many other deities as well. I was wondering whether Dvara Devata could live in a car, in the door to a car. But I don't know. It would be interesting to know, right? Yes, Tiri?
Today I have a question about something I did today. Today I went to a lighting festival and then they wrote something in marker and then we put candles on it and lit the candles. But what is the meaning to the festival?
I've never heard of that.
Like we wrote something down and then we put candles.
What did you write?
And I can't remember.
Did you write your wish or your something about you, or what did you write there?
Someone else wrote in large letters lighting festival in Burmese, but I can't remember what it was in Burmese.
Oh, it was a Burmese wedding festival. Well, then I don't know. There's no way how I can know. Totally no idea. I think your mom will know better. Did you already ask your mom?
I don't think so. I might have forgotten.
Ask your mom. I'd love to know too. Amazing. I'd love to know too. But I've never heard of that. Surely not a Buddhist thing. Surely not related to Buddhism.
Oh, but it was held at a monastery.
It happened in a monastery?
Outside in the driveway of the monastery.
I see. And people wrote something on a paper in Burmese and then they burnt it by candles?
No, they wrote on the driveway in marker something in Burmese, like, see me something. And then they didn't burn it in candles, they put candles on top of the writing. And lit them. when it was darker.
Maybe they were celebrating Tetenju. Have you heard of Tetenju?
I've heard of it, but I don't know.
Or maybe you heard Simi Puzo Bwe, and that will be the one. Simi Puzo Bwe. So that I can explain. That is indeed very Buddhist festival. It's not related to wedding at all.
No, I didn't say wedding. I said lighting.
I see. I heard wedding. Okay, well, that's the connection we have. So when this happens, it should happen on the full moon day. But this was not the full moon day. So it was the wrong day. You can do it all again on October 30. When is the full moon day? Which will be Monday, after 8 days. So you see, it was very early. I don't know why do you do so early Simi Puzobwe. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so that's what you do. I cannot change that. So Simi Puzobwe is Si means oil, Mi means fire, Puzo means to donate. Bwe is a festival. It's a festival of donating fire on oil or oil lamps. You would ideally prepare it in oil lamps. Do you know what's an oil lamp?
It's like a lamp with
it's a tiny little cup. Inside it's filled with oil, and in that oil there is just put in the wick, the thread. That's all. So you have a little cup. Inside you have oil, and in that oil you have the wick just placed in, and then the wick is gradually burning. It's not wax, so you need to be careful. If you want to carry it somewhere, you need to be careful so you don't spill it, because it's just oil. It's just oil. Okay, so this is called oil lamp. In the Buddha's time, oil lamps were very common, but today we use candles because you can easily carry candles. You know, you cannot carry oil lamps so easily. And also, oil lamps are very dirty. They get dirty so fast, and it's basically impossible to clean them. So candles are easy. They just burn up and they're gone. Therefore, today people like to use candles. But candles were very, very expensive in the past. Now they're cheap, but in the past they were very, very expensive. So people would use oil lamps anyway. So why do the people do that? Now today they usually don't use oil lamps. In Sri Lanka they do. In Sri Lanka they use many oil lamps, but not so much in Myanmar. And so when people burn this fire, they are welcoming the Buddha coming from the heaven. But it's a little too late. 2,500 years late. 2,500 years ago, the Buddha visited the heaven for 3 months, and then he returned back on earth. And when the Buddha returned back on earth, the deities, the gods from the heaven, they made the place very much alight. Okay? And since then, or because of that, I don't know whether since then, there has been this festival of remembering the time that the Buddha came back from the heaven to teach Dhamma. The Buddha went to the heaven to teach Dhamma when he was enlightened as the Buddha. He did not die to be born there, not at all. He went there by his psychic powers. And then when he went there to teach the deities the Dhamma for 3 months, and then when he was returning, the deities, or I don't know who, created staircase from the heaven to the earth, believe it or not. And there were 3 staircases. One through which the Buddha came with the gods who were holding the umbrella, and then there were 2 more staircases by each side where were more deities who were accompanying the Buddha. And all people were able to see the heavens at that time. So to commemorate, to remind ourselves of that festival, there is this festival. To commemorate that event, there is this festival which is characterized by this burning of candles. In many, many monasteries, you will have all of the monasteries, everywhere you get some candles lighting. So you get like, if you have 100 people in the monastery, almost everybody will be participating in lighting the candles. So you get candles everywhere, you know, by the paths, you know, lining up the paths. It's very beautiful, very, very beautiful. It's very nice. So that was the time when the Buddha returned from heaven after teaching Abhidhamma, after teaching the deepest teachings of the Buddha, which describes the world in very minute detail. Imagine he was teaching 3 months, 24 hours a day. The Buddha was not sleeping those hours. 24 hours a day for 3 months, continuously. So it's a long teaching. It's a lot. It's a lot. Can you imagine that you would be speaking 24 hours a day for 3 months? How much would you say? It would be a lot, right? So Abhidhamma is huge. What we have today is just a summary of what the Buddha taught. And it's still, that summary has 20 books. That summary is big, 20 books. Each book has about 300 pages. That's a summary. Okay. All right. So that's Abhidhamma. I think Emily had a question.
What are psychic powers?
Psychic powers are abilities that you exercise through your mind, through your psyche is the mind. So if your mind is highly developed through very strong concentration, then it is possible for you to fly in the air, to disappear and appear, to make yourself 2 or 4 or 5 or 100 or 100. So there would be 1,000 Emilys. If you have that psychic power, so you can make 1,000 Emilys. Or if I had it, I don't have it, I could make 1,000 Ashin Saranas. Oh, that would be so amazing. I could do so much work. So that's a psychic power, okay? Psychic power is to know other people's thoughts. So without them telling you, you immediately know what they think about. Psychic power is to remember your past life, to know what will happen in the future. And also, psychic power is to disappear and appear in heavens and hells and anywhere you want, and then come back.
So like teleportation and mind reading?
A kind of teleportation and mind reading and many, many other things. You can go through walls, you can walk over the water, and so on. You can create things out of thin air. Okay, so those are psychic powers. Any more questions? Yes, Terry has a question.
Did the Buddha have all of the psychic powers or just some?
The Buddha had all of them, and the Buddha had them to the highest level, to highest possible level.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yes, Emily? I thought Emily had a question. No more? Clear? Okay, nice. So it was a pleasure to see everybody, and I hope to see you next week. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be successful in everything you do.
Bye.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, everyone.